After 27 years of seeking and waiting for justice and compensation, victims of the 1998 Nairobi US Embassy Bomb blast turned up at Milimani Law Court on Thursday, anticipating judgment on the case, but the case has been pushed to 15th January 2026, where the victims expect to get judgment on the case.
So I'm thinking that I should give you a date during recess so that we're able to go through all the documents that you have filed and compile a judgment. Yes. So the court assistant will liaise with the lawyers, then we shall give a notice.
With great anticipation to finally get the court's judgment, the representation of the victims say that it has been a rough journey seeking for justice, as others were severely injured, leaving them helpless. They have cried out that for the past 27 years, families have had to battle hard times to survive, others having their children unable to live comfortable lives due to the burden of the bomb blast aftermath.
This was a day of reckoning, in the sense that we've been waiting for the delivery of justice for the last 27 years. But as you know, justice delayed is justice denied. The judge cannot give excuses because we've been here, this is not the first time, that's the second time. We were here sometime in May where we expected to have expeditious ruling. But again, after he had promised that we come today for a ruling, he has chosen to postpone it. He's just giving but excuses that, the document is voluminous. How come we petitioned almost 2 years ago, and you cannot tell me that after 2 years you have not taken time to read through a document? So these are but excuses, and we really want to know whose hand is in this. Is the judge listening to someone from behind the scenes, or is he listening to himself? So we expect when he makes a ruling on the 15th of January to be a good ruling. If it will be contrary and a negative ruling, would conclude that this was someone who was behind the scenes trying to dictate the terms. So we expect an expeditious and positive ruling from this judge. But giving us excuses that the document was big and huge, to me, I cannot condone that.
Through the consortium of the August 7th, 1998 victims, the people now want recognition and action from the presidency, saying that no president has addressed compensation of the victims. The consortium is now calling on His Excellency President William Ruto to publicly commit to resolving the compensation matter.
We have been waiting for this judgment for so many years, and I believe that even the Kenyan government itself, including our president, has been a lame duck. Because whenever he hears or witnesses the presence of the American people, he just freezes. When he went to America a couple of years back, during the presidential reception, he freezed. He never even raised issues through the bombing.
The victims continue to raise concern over the gradual pace of the case, saying that American victims were compensated under the US Victims of Terrorism Act.
Kama vile mnajua kituo tunapigania haki, kwa hivyo hiyo watu tuna anticipate. Na koti inapoona vile tumekuja, hawa tu ni ya kota. Kuna wale hawangefika, na hao hawajatoka Nairobi, hawajatoka Kiambu, wametoka Kenya mzima. Kwa hivyo hawa tu ni wakilishi tu Kenya mzima. Na kama wameweza kufika, kuna hiyo imani na tuko na imani.
The consortium says, despite the ad hoc parliamentary committee on bomb blast compensation, the government's inaction has stalled the report at the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs over a year now.
So we really want to hear from the president himself what he's talking about compensation for the victims. We are Kenyans. We deserve compensation just like Americans. As you're aware, the American citizens, the 12 Americans who were killed during the bombing, and even those employees of the American embassy and contractors were compensated through the US Victim Compensation Fund. But we Kenyans have never been considered for compensation. Why are we being discriminated both by the Kenyan government and the US government? So we really want to hear from the president himself and the Secretary for Foreign Affairs, Musalia Mudavadi. He's also been such a very quiet person, despite the fact that the Senate came up with an ad hoc committee to discuss issues to do with compensation. They were even denied a chance to go to America to meet the Congress, men and women. Why couldn't the Kenyan government pursue the American people and the American Congress to ensure that even the bill as regards Kenyans being included in the Compensation Act, is discussed and determined? So we as Kenyans, we feel we have been discriminated by the Kenyan government and must be listened to. We are looking forward to J. Vance coming to Kenya as the Vice President of America. And when he comes here, he also must address this issue expeditiously and inconclusively. We don't want to listen to him twice. This is the final time we want to listen to him.